May is a wrap, and that means it's time for me to share how we did. So stick around for our May 2021 budget report. Hi, friends, and welcome to the Budget Bounce. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jen, and we talk all about living life on a budget, saving for our future, paying down our debt, and all the life that happens along the way on this channel. If those are things that interest you, then make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and tap on the bell so you'll get notified every time I post a new video. With no further ado, let's jump into the May 2021 budget report, and we're going to hop on over to the monitor over here. All right, so here we have our budget for May, and what we're going to talk about today is pretty much everything that's here. We, of course, have our budgeted column. I'm going to be talking about the actuals and how we did as compared to that. Up here is our income section. I'll talk a little bit about that. I'll talk a little bit about how we did with savings, and I'm going to share what our total progress is so far with our debt and all that good stuff. But before we get started, know that if this template is something that you're interested in, then know that I sell it on my Etsy shop. So I sell it in both Excel format and in Google Sheets format. Now this is Google Sheets. I like that because of the accessibility. So we can see it from any device that we can get on the internet. I prefer this over an app. I am a spreadsheet nerd. This is kind of my jam. But if you are interested in something that has a lot of detail, then you're in the right place. So let's just go ahead and get started and talk about how May went for us. So first of all, we fill in our salaries over here, and then it populates over here. So all of our income comes in. The stuff that's blacked out is our regular salaries that are coming in from our full-time jobs. I don't have any problem with sharing the totals. We just, for privacy reasons, don't share what the individual line items are. So as you can see here, we planned on $10,499, and from these income sources, we had $10,360. But if we pop over here, so all that got populated in these lines up here, and then we had planned on pulling a significant amount in from the sinking funds. We ended up pulling in $11,683, and then we have the emergency fund. This $100 that came in was a fluke through an app that I'm trying out, and I have not figured out how to get it back over there. So we didn't intend to use it, but here it is. And then we have like tax money that came in and a whole bunch of other things that came in during the month of May. So first of all, my federal tax return came in for $1,766, and then my state tax return for $534. We sold our Lincoln MKX for $250, and we had an insurance claim that we got $7,450 from, and then we had Matt's state tax return finally came in at $116. We had a total of $1,683 come in from student loans, and then we used $130 of our Amazon Prime rewards. So that brought our total to a whopping $34,073 for the month. Now, this is not normal. If you are new here, we do not make $34,000. We don't make anywhere near $30,000 a month. This is because of these extenuating circumstances with the insurance claim and all of that good stuff. So that's where the $34,000 is coming from. We are dealing with repairs that need to be done to the house that we moved into in December. So it's now June while I'm filming this for the May budget report, and we are finally getting really close to getting on the schedule. So this happened in February, about 2 months after we moved in. And we have all kinds of water damage and that kind of thing in our master bathroom, our master bedroom, and on the ceiling in the kitchen below. And all of that has to be fixed. So that's what is happening here. There's a whole lot of activity with that. So again, our bucket was $34,073. In giving, we planned on $55 because I really didn't look ahead at all. I forgot to look at my annual spreadsheet, my annual expenses spreadsheet for May. And so I completely forgot about all the things that we had going on. So I was just trying to figure out in my head. So we had $55 planned and we spent $759. So here's how that happened. We had 4 birthdays in May, and we had Mother's Day. So we buy for 3 moms. Our anniversary happens in May, and 2 graduations. So, and they weren't just any graduation, they were of our niece and nephew who were very, very close to. So, anyway, that's how we got here and why this month is so astronomical as compared to normal. I mean, May and June are always very busy for us. We always spend several $100s during those months, but not typically this much in 1 month. 759 is what we spent in giving, and you can see it was way over what we planned. In housing, we planned on 2,550 for the mortgage. That's what we spent. The utilities were 186. Nothing for the water, garbage, sewer, which is quarterly. Internet 116 and mobile services 186. I don't know why this 0 is here. I don't know how that got there. So that brings our total to 3,039, which is just, right on target with where we planned. In transportation, we spent 243 on gas, 19 on OnStar. We ended up getting money back on a purchase that we made. I cannot recall now what that was for. Matt returned some parts that we didn't use that we had bought, so we got $70 back. And we didn't end up doing the repairs. We needed new tires and an oil change and whatnot for the Traverse, and it didn't get done until June 2nd. So that's actually going to hit the June budget instead of May. And then nothing else here. So our total was 192, which was 778 under what we originally planned. In food, we spent 870 on groceries and 260 on dining, which comes to $1,131, which is 431 over budget. I just get this always overwhelms me. Like, I watch it and I keep an eye on it, but I just keep buying food and filling up our freezer and doing all these things because there are sales, and I am not doing a good job in managing that section of our budget. Okay, so then in kiddos, we had $152 for Henry. He got a new job and needed new stuff for his uniform, so we had to get like 3 of everything, along with some new shoes and whatnot. So that was $152. In pets, we did 48 for food, 97 for grooming, 77 for meds, 74 for other supplies, 44 for training, and that brought the total to 341. So that's a couple $100 over what we planned. The grooming, what ended up happening with that was we ended up actually having them do some extra stuff with Uther. That came to a total of $97. Meds, we finally got to buy more than 1 month at a time. It normally costs $17 for us to get 1 month of the heartworm med. And let me just do the math really quick. If I do 77.49 divided by 6, $12.92. So not even $13 a month for us to buy 6 months at a time. So I jumped on that. And then other supplies, this is just various things that come up with both of our pets. And then training was $44. So here we are, $341. In insurance, it really is pretty boring here. We didn't have anything that was unexpected other than I forgot to put in that we were going to pay our auto insurance. This all comes out of a sinking fund. So this was, even though it's over by 943, it was 100% covered by a sinking fund. So our total was $1,782 for the month instead of the $838 that we planned. And that's for the next 6 months, obviously. In entertainment, we spent $30 on streaming. We spent $3 on HP Inc. and nothing on Cinemark yet. And that brought the total to $33, which is a little over by $7. In health, we had $509 for our flexible spending accounts, $33 for the gym, and $120 for healthcare, bringing the total to $663, which is just $20 over what we planned. Let's scroll up for extras here. In extras, first of all, we had this. This is Matt getting his haircut. And then we had this unexpected expense with US Cellular that we paid for. We had our wedding anniversary. This is covered by a sinking fund. This ended up being covered by a sinking fund as well. The Amazon Prime renewal was covered by our Amazon Prime rewards. So that was all represented up in the top. We ended up having to get a monitor for Matt here because I had to go back to the office. And what we had been doing with both of us working from home was I was using my office's, my employer's monitor here in my office here, and he was using the monitor that we bought for me. Well, then once I went back to the office, and I'm doing about half and half, I cannot work on just a laptop. I cannot see. I literally cannot see. And it is such a strain on me, on my eyes, on my, like the ergonomics of it, because I'm really leaned over and straining and whatnot. I said, this is not worth it. Between his work, his business, and school, he needed to have a monitor as well. So we went ahead and got a monitor. Home repairs, $10,000. Wowzers. This was the check that we had to write to get things started as far as the construction here that needs to happen. So that was all represented in the sinking funds up above. So that brought our total to extras to $10,726, which is about 477 over what we planned. You can see it's from this US Cellular line and then this Amazon monitor. All right, in miscellaneous, you can see here that I spent 22 and Matt spent 40 for our personal spending. And then we spent 423 on the household and 194 on everything else that doesn't fall elsewhere. So that brought our total to 680 and we are 300 over budget. Again, another category that I am really struggling. I need to go watch some videos from folks that are talking about how to stop spending once you start. That is really a big part of this problem, like how to stop the spiral. Because every time I think I have it under control, then here we are. So $680, which was 300 over budget for miscellaneous. Moving on to savings. We saved 142 to our emergency fund, $10 into investments, 75 to college savings, 640 to our retirement for a total of 868. Now you can see over here, I always put in what the interest was. You can see we spent this $100. Again, that was a fluke. That wasn't supposed to happen, but at the end of the month, we had $2,626 in our emergency fund. These numbers here, these are all, I calculate those, they are not cumulative ongoing. They are cumulative for the year that we're in, just so I can see how much we put in for the year. So these are not representative of what the balance is. This is literally just what we have put in. So when we look at sinking funds, you can see there's all kinds of things going on here. So let's just run down through this. Originally, we planned on $230 for auto insurance, but we ended up taking it down to $180 because we got rid of the MKX and no longer had to pay for that. So our monthly went down by about $50. Auto registrations was 31. Saving this is our granddaughter, sorry, Bug. We put 15 into an account for her for the different things we do for her. Business travel for Matt, 15. City utilities, 80. That's that quarterly bill that we pay. Clothing, 35. Entertainment, 15. Estate planning, 20. Nothing to gifts since we spent so much on gifts. Healthcare, 45. Henry, 15. Holidays, 100. Home maintenance, 10,600. 45 into imaging cosmetics, $81 to life insurance, nothing to 1 month ahead, 55 to online subscriptions, $70 to pet expense, $20 to technology, nothing to vacation or vehicles, and then $10 to our wedding anniversary account and $40 to Xanthi's account. So that brings the total to $11,472. Now I will tell you this is comprised largely of the insurance claim money that came in and also some of the student loan money that came in. We put it all in this home maintenance account so that we could pay for it. That's why we had a $10,000 withdrawal. At the end of the month, we had 1,024 left over. You can see we also pulled out for insurance. We pulled out 1,300, and for entertainment, we pulled out 20, and then 117 out of Henry, 130 out of wedding, and 116 out of Xanthi. So let's talk about that. We put in 11,472. We pulled out 11,683. Our total balances at the end of the month were 4,334. Is what we have remaining in here. And our focus right now is we need to get this account built up, the home maintenance account, because we have to get through these repairs that have to be done. Next up is our debt category, our debt, our whole big debt section. It's so big I had to break it into 3 subsections. So let's just break that down real quick. I have the paid off section. These are all balances that are in the rear view mirror for good. They're 100% paid off. We don't have to mess with them anymore. The charged off is stuff that is in collections or been charged off long ago, no longer with the original creditors. There's no fees or interest being calculated on them. And Matt asked me to set those aside and we would focus on those later. And he wants to get through some other things first. So that's what we're doing there. We're just keeping track of them. There's $6,718 there. Before I move into our actively paying section, I do want to speak to the pink and the black font, which pink represents anything that has my name on it. Black represents anything that has Matt's name on it. So you know the difference there. So let's go down to the actively paying. And you can see here we have several. We have a mix between the two of us of what we're paying. So for my Care credit card, we paid $50. My Lowe's card is $190. The Gordman's card was $80. This Capital One was $25. The UAS, this is a private student loan, is $50. Child support $456, $161, and then $207. The reason why this was higher than planned was because the $116 from Matt's state income tax return was finally, or refund, excuse me, was finally applied to, and it all got applied to this account. And 109 plus 116 does not equal 207. The reason why that's weird is because they also decreased how much he has to pay for this particular order. I have no idea why, but they did. And so anyhow, so that's how we ended up at 207.66. The HELOC we paid $200, car payment we paid $550, family loan we paid $250, and then nothing to either of the student loans. And you will see for the first time I added in the graduate student loans that we have taken out to help with everything we have going on. So we are at $2,221 is what we paid out this month for our total debt. And let's just go, before I jump into all these totals over here, let's talk about this. So this column, sorry, this is the actual column. Our total expenses were $34,063. We brought in $34,073. And so our difference is about $99, excuse me, that we did not spend. Now, looking over here, what we have here is 162,208. That is where we started the month as far as our debt. And this number did go up because we added the $6,985. We paid $181.13 in interest, and our ending balance is $160,183. If you look here, the starting debt balance number has gone up. It was 262 or 263 before. So it's $270,343. It's not truly the starting balance because we added this in the middle, but I just want to keep track of what the total is that we're working to pay off. The total debt that we killed off this month is this number minus this number, and that comes to $2,024. And our total paid to debt, excuse me, total debt paid to date is $110,159. So what you're seeing down here, this is percentage of income for income paid to debt this month. So when I say income here, I mean our regular salaries. Okay, I'm not counting anything else that was in the income section, just our regular salaries. We put 46% of that towards debt. And when I say debt, what I mean by that is everything you see in this section plus the mortgages. So we do have 2 mortgages that we pay towards. I'm adding all of that together. 46% went toward debt. I don't include the mortgages down here. In my mind, yes, that's debt, but it is a different type of debt, and I'm not focused on that. We're paying the minimums on that, just rounding up to the next $10. But we're paying the minimums on that, and so that's a story for another day when we start tackling that. But this also, I'm so sorry that pops up. The percentage of starting debt paid off, we are at 40.7%. So that is looking at this number divided by this number. Comes to 40.7%. So that is where we are with that. And then I wanted to scroll back up here and look at the savings chart. Let me just move me here. So we have this This little savings thing, this is automatically populated every month. I don't do anything with it. It just pulls in from what's happening on the spreadsheet over here, or excuse me, in the budget categories over here. So we sent $227 to savings. We sent $11,472 to sinking funds. We sent $640 to retirement. And the reason this is all skewed because of the fact that I really should have taken that $10,000 out because $10,000 should have come out of here because that was from these other things that came in. So this is really skewed this month. It's not a good representation of what we actually did. If I do minus 10,000, what does that look like? This should catch up here in a second. I guess not. It's looking at a total. So that didn't work. But anyway, it comes out to more like 22%. That's what I'm doing here. So this is really this month and May and June. Those reports are going to look really weird here because of this. So anyhow, that is our month in, I guess, in a nutshell. Lots going on here and just trying to keep, yes, we have a lot of balls in the air. We took some risks. We get that. We are working on some other things that I'm excited to share with you guys in the future regarding our income and whatnot. So I just need to we have to get our ducks in a row for that. We are, into June already and trying to keep our arms around everything that's going on with the repairs that are coming with the house and all that. I never, ever want to have to do this again. I don't know how people build a house. Bravo to you if you survived it, if your marriage survived it, all that good stuff. So anyway, I know it is one of the most challenging things to do, to deal with contractors and stuff. I just don't need to do it again. So anyway, that was May for us. I hope that you guys had a good May. Would love to hear from you in the comments below. Remember that this template is available for sale. If you like this spreadsheet, you are welcome to take a look in my Etsy shop. And I have tons of other stuff out there too. I have debt trackers and savings trackers, all kinds of things out there. So check it out. I always have a link to my shop in the description box below. That's all I've got for you today. Till next time.